Alright, hey everybody, Metal224 here with part 2 of 3 of my top 30 albums of 2012. This is going to be from numbers 20 to 11. And for those people who didn't see part 1 of my album mentions, it will be in the description down below. And yeah, you guys can check that out. So, at number 20 is Lord of War with Celestial Pestilence. This album, phenomenal debut album, really great. It's really awesome. It has elements of like deathcore, melodic death metal, elements of technical death metal. Really great. The guitar work is just mind-boggling. The bass work, it actually has a great amount of bass work. You can actually hear the bass really clear on this, which I look for, and that's just really great. And the drumming, I know it's still a drum program on this album, but still the drum programming is just awesome. And Brent, he's in Rings of Saturn. Well, he was in Rings of Saturn. He was the drummer of this band. He's not in the band anymore. I'm not sure why he didn't perform on the album. And unfortunately, the vocalist, he's not in the band anymore because actually I'm not sure why he's not in the band anymore. But still, his vocal work was awesome on this album. His high screams are just out of this world. This is only an 8-track album, unfortunately. Yeah, 8 tracks, and still, it's kind of, I'm not sure how long it is. I think it's probably like 35 minutes long. But still, it's a very solid album. Tracks like Celestial Pestilence, Warpath, Barrier Living, The Awakening. These tracks are just awesome. Phenomenal debut album. This is a debut album, and I really hope they could possibly get better. Like, this is a really great album for me. But I just hope that with their next album they could really go up with this. You know, like I just hope they get better and better each album. You know, so yeah. So at number 19 is Trioscapes with Separate Realities. This band is not a metal band. They're a jazz fusion band. On their Facebook, they put them as progressive. They put themselves at jazz fusion, progressive rock. Still, very great jazz. Walter, he plays tenor sax and flute. Really great saxophone player, and a great flute player too. As you could, and this album has 6 tracks, but it's like 42 minutes long. That's why it's more like a full-length album. And this one is another debut album too. Very great debut album. And Dan Briggs, his bass, his bass work, he's in Between the Barren and Me. With this, you could really hear what he could do on his own without Between the Barren and Me, because he's been in Between the Barren and Me, I think, probably since he was like 20 or 19 or something like that. You could really hear what he could do on his own with this. The bass is like the guitar in this album, because they don't have a guitarist. But the bass is just great. It's like more of, I call it a lead than probably rhythm. And Matt Lynch, his drumming is just awesome on tracks like Blast Out, Razzle Jazzle Boff. So the title track, Separate Realities. Yeah, those tracks are just awesome. Very great jazz fusion. At number 18 is Periphery with Periphery 2, This Time Is Personal. These 2 albums are my brother's releases. My brothers. These albums aren't mine. These are my brothers, but they're letting me borrow it and use it. But Periphery, great album. Spencer Statello, I think, I'm not sure, Spencer, his vocals are just, it improves so much. His range is now very much higher, and also like his growls and stuff, that too improved. But overall, I like Periphery, their first album, better than Periphery 2. And with this album, they have more leads, which I really looked for in their first album, but unfortunately they didn't really have that much leads. With this, they have a lot of leads. They actually have guest guitar solos from John Petrucci, I forgot the other guy's name, and Wes Howe of The Faceless, John Petrucci of Coast Dream Theater. And this album is just really great. The trilogy, which is Marasma, I think, Ragnarok and Mazamum. Those songs are just, the trilogy is just mind-boggling, just really, really awesome. I heard them play in the Summer Slaughter tour, and once you hear a band live, then you get your final opinions on the band. If you don't like a band, honestly, just check them out live, cause that'll really get you to see if you like the band, like a band, or don't like them. At number 17 is Barren with The Devil's Resolve. Barren, very, very great melodic death metal. On the hint of doom metal too. They're like slow, you know, melodic death metal, doom metal. Very great. The vocalist, his death growls very, very sound like Michael Ackerfeld or Volpath. His clean vocals are just very, very unique. You cannot hear that from anybody else. And the sound was released back in March 7th, and still his clean vocals are just very, very stand out, you know. And the first track is just it's very, very phenomenal. I really look for in an album the title track and the first track and the last track, because those are the tracks that are usually my favorites. That's why. And in Barren, they're on Peaceful Records. They're not really too popular. They should really, really get more popularity, because they are just very, very phenomenal. At number 16, this album, it's a lot of people, it's topping their list, and that is Gojira with Elephant Sauvage. Now, Gojira, you guys know, they're like a technical metal, groove metal band. They're from France, and this album, this band I've actually been hearing about a lot lately. The past 6 months I've been hearing them on and off, a lot. I just never really bothered to listen to them. I actually heard them on Liquid Metal the other day, and with the song Exposia, and the first track off the album. I probably said that wrong, but the first track off the album, really, really great, you know, that track, I didn't expect it to be that great, so then I decided to give the whole album a listen, and it came out to be number 16 on the spot. At number 15 is an EP, and that is David Maxim Micic with Bilo 2.0. This is a continuation from Bilo, which came out last year. It's another EP, and this album is just really, really great. I did an album review of this. It's not really too good. I have to admit, it's probably one of my worst reviews, but you can see that to get really more of my opinions on the album. But still, this is a phenomenal EP. The tracks Rise and Shine damn, I forgot the track name. I'm sorry. It was Rise and Shine and Along for a Ride. Those two tracks. Along for a Ride has a guest saxophone solo. I forgot the saxophonist's name, but that solo was just freaking phenomenal. In my opinion, it was better than the sax solo on the Consecrate. But this is a phenomenal EP. All the EPs on my list. The reason why I put them on the list, because they're really, really important. I think they shouldn't get their own category. So at number 15, we have the HAARP Machine with Disclosure. Now, this album was really an anticipated album for this year. It wasn't. They've been gaining a big following because they were on Sumerian probably a year before their first album came out, and my brother was telling me, he's like, dude, you should really listen to it. You should like it. It's his album of the year, and he was like, dude, you should really, really listen to this. You will love it. And I was just saying nah, I think I'll probably dismiss it or something like that. But I gave it a listen, and this album is awesome. Great debut album. This is a very, very phenomenal debut album. With the HAARP Machine. I like when they have kind of the Middle Eastern influences to them. Great progressive metal, great technical metal, just a really, really great record. So at number 13, we have Arkaik with Metamorphignition. Arkaik is a technical death metal band. They're a technical death metal band. They're on Unique Leader Records, and this album was released back in October. And this album is very great for fans of the Faceless, especially during their Planetary Duality era. This is my first album that I listened to by them. I didn't listen to anything other than this, so this album is really, really great. It's like, in my opinion, it's like the Planetary Part 2's Planetary Duality Part 2 by the Faceless that people want. Because I know probably some fans were angry when they heard Allotheism, because Allotheism was not really as, it was like more experimental, progressive, if you know what I mean. But Arkaik, great technical death metal. It's not the technical death metal like, oh, let me be all aggressive, like sweeps and blasphemies all over the place. It's not like that. Great technical death metal. At number 12, another technical death metal band, and that is Psycroptic with the Inherited Repression. Psycroptic are a Australian technical death metal band, and they formed around 1999-ish. And with this album, great technical death metal. It's not like oh, let's see how fast we can play. It's not like that. It's like more of like, well, it's like kind of like not really slowish, but it's like kind of less tempoed technical death metal. It still has its fast moments on the album, but still, this is a phenomenal record. That's why it's on my number 12 slot, because Psycroptic, great technical death metal. You know, any fans of like bands like Garage and stuff, you guys should really look into this. You guys should really like this. And at first, I found out about this band shortly after they released this album. They released it in February, and I kind of kept them on my radar, but I never really really got into them. But then I just one day said, hey, I remember that band Psycroptic, so then I just looked up the song that I listened to, which was Track 1, Carries of the Plague. Great song, 6 minutes, great song. This album is 9 tracks, 40 minutes. Great album. You guys should all listen to this. Fans of people who are not fans of technical death metal would really love this record. At number 11 is The Career with Chariots of the Gods. Very great progressive metal. People might label it as gent. I'm not gonna label it as gent because I don't really use that term very loosely. Not at all. They're unfortunately unsigned. They're from St. Petersburg, Russia, and very great progressive metal. Especially the song Waterline. The vocalist, his clean vocals are just out of this world. And then I got into them around June-ish, and I heard the song Chaos Theory it was on my recommendations on YouTube, and that song, I really liked it, but it wasn't really as special. Like I didn't really, it was a great song, but it wasn't really nothing too special about it, if you know what I mean. And then I decided to listen to the whole album, since I wasn't sure if this album did release in 2012, but it did. So then I decided to listen to it. The whole album, phenomenal record. Great record. It's not my favorite album this year, because in my opinion there are 10 better albums this year, but still phenomenal record. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap up this part. Stay tuned for part 3. Till my next video, keep it metal and stay tuned to other videos by me.